Listen, have you ever experienced this feeling that having someone in your life who's close to you, and yet they feel like a stranger, and you feel alone? That's not a great way to be, because you want that person to be your rock. You want the person to have trust and support and guidance. But that's a hard place to be. And how do you try to even live through that, or even turn it around? My friend, that's what we talk about today. What do you do when you feel alone in a relationship? Because that's no way to be. And that's what I want to really zoom in on today. And by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Joe Bakhmutsky. I'm the founder of Power to Be Happy. I'm also a life coach and a proud author of this book, Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in the challenging world of today. And for me, I know this feeling of being alone in a relationship. My first major kind of relationship of 6.5 years, that's where I ended up in a place where I felt so miserable and alone and disconnected. And it's supposed to be a person who's is meant to inspire you, and it's supposed to be a person that you grow with. It's supposed to be a person that is there for you. And yet all I felt was the sense of burden. I didn't know what to do with it. It was tough. And I know that relationship didn't end well. I mean, she left me for somebody else. It was hurtful. It was difficult. But as I've been moving through life, I also realized, and looking back on that relationship and the good things that happen as well, we have this expression that, we get used to good things quickly, right? There's, we have that kind of thing that happens in our society, but we also get used to bad things quickly as well. Isn't that true? So if you're in a relationship that is no longer serving you at this moment, I'm not suggesting, by the way, that you should leave that relationship or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you feel like it's not supporting you in your way that you want to be supported, it feels like you stop expecting good things to happen, right? You either expect, bad things to happen from this person, or just nothing at all. And those expectations, they drop. And that's a tough place to be, because it's very hard to feel happy. It's very hard to feel motivated. It's very hard to get things done when you're in that place. And so I feel it's so vital to change that around. And even if you could change that by 5% or 10%, that could have a massive effect on your life right now. And that could set off a host of other changes. So I think it's all about making that one change with this person, making that one change that will move them towards the person that you want them to be, because they won't instantly change, on their own, but they can be that and move towards it when you guide them. That's why we want to be able to lead them to that place. That's why I'd love for you to just consider, if you're in that place, or if that's something that's been a part of your life, I'd love for you to consider what it would be the one thing that this person, that you'd love to see them do, that you'd love to see them that really come to life. You'd love to see them make a change in a way that's supportive for you, in a way that makes your life better. Do you want them to be more supportive? Do you want them to be more understanding? Do you want them to be more kind? Do you want them to spend more time with you? Do you want them to listen What is it that would make a difference for you? I'm not saying this might be a big list of things, because we all have things that we'd love for this other for our partners to do or be, but what would be one thing that would be important to you, like right now, today? I think it's really important to lead with that, because when you know what that is, if you want them to listen to you, if you want to give them time, if you want to get them to be more supportive of your dreams, then the way we get to move them towards that, I believe, is to be that ourselves. If you want the person to listen to you more, then we want to be able to spend time with them and let them know that you want to listen to them, right? Because they need your cues. They need to take your cue that this is what's important to you. You know, sometimes you can say that. I wish I said that in my relationship. I wish I said, like, listen, I feel like we kind of fell out of touch. I'd love to know, like, what's going on for you right now, and really take time to listen. Or when you're having a conversation, really stop and take a moment, even if this person is annoying to you, even if it's just they're driving you up the wall right now, maybe that's where you're at. But still taking the time to try and understand what goes on in the world, trying to listen to them. What are they maybe trying to tell you? And maybe it didn't come out right, but maybe there's something they want to say. That's what I believe is the one key thing that we want to be able to do, is to pick out an area of life that is important to you, that you want them to do. Whether it's to be supportive, whether that's to listen, whether that's to be sharing, whether that's to care for you, and to be that ourselves, to lead. And you know, if you want them to care, you care more and you do it first. If you want them to open up to you, open up to them. You know, that's so important, because my experience has been that people don't change on their own. But when we can guide them, when we can lead with them, when we can show and do that consistently, you know, over a period of weeks, you know, up to a month, to show that, listen, I'm trying to be that for you. And I'm going there, and I want us to do it. And sometimes it's important to, A, do the thing, but B, also to talk about it and say, listen, I'd love for us to really support each other. How can I support you right now? Even if it feels hard to say, even if it feels like you don't really want to do it, because maybe you've been upset and you've kind of been butting heads, but that's important. That's important because if you want to find a way forward, we want to lead with the thing that we want to happen. And listen, you might be in a place where there might be a dozen things that you want this person to do. Right? There might be a big list of things. But if you care about them, and if you want to have a realistic change, I think it would be more fair to start with one thing that matters to you, that you know you can guide them in, right? Start with one, and that can have a trickle effect. Well, you start with one, and that kind of starts to slowly change things. And then you can lead with something else, or they will respond in ways that, you know, might pleasantly surprise you. That's going to be really important. Now, there might be an area, a part of their life that you want to change, but that's is not really a part of your world. So, for example, maybe this person, maybe you want them to be more generous, right? Because you feel maybe they're stingy, right? But you know that you're not, So that's hard to change. I feel when that's not something that you can lead with, unless you can find a way to be even more generous than you already are. So you want to pick one thing out of the things that you want them to change, that is also relevant to you in some way. Because if you feel that there is nothing that you can lead with, There's nothing you can contribute in that area, and there's nothing that to give them a sign that this is mutual and that you are taking the first step and that you are willing to do something that maybe you don't really feel like doing, but you want to. You want to really try. You want to give it your best go. That can make a huge difference in the relationship that you guys have. I think that's so important. That's you taking that first step. Whether you want them, whether it's to be more positive, whether it's to be more open, whether it's to be more caring, you taking the lead. And that's what leadership is, right? You're not telling this person what to do. You're doing this yourself. You're living through it. I know that stuff. But I believe that is the smoothest path to getting change to happen. And if you can take that, 5%, 10% change in the person, that starts to grow. That's an opportunity to take that next step to whether it's another area or however it works to bring back that sense of why you care for that person. What makes your relationship special. What excites you, what fires you up. That's what it's all about. And sometimes it takes work, But if you believe in that, if you believe in that's caring for yourself, right? Because you want to be in a relationship where you cared for, where you are respected, where you feel that you're supported and inspired to live your best life, which I think you absolutely deserve. And that is the number one thing we can have in our lives that is going to support you in your work, with your family, with your dreams, with the ambitions that you might have. It's going to just give you peace of mind and the things that you do. I think it can really serve you, my friend. And listen, if you're looking for more support and more ideas on leading a greater life, then check out my book, Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in the challenging world of today. You can find out more about it on my website, which is powertobehappy.com. That's powertobehappy.com. You can find out more about the book or check out a leading retailer near you. My name is Joe Bekmutsky. I want to thank you for being here because it shows to me, and even though I may not know you, shows me the commitment that you have for yourself, for your partner, for your relationship, for your way of life. Don't forget, you deserve the world, my friend. And you have this incredible power to be happy, to seek greater clarity in everything that you do, to show up at your best every single day so that you can feel that you're enough. And to hold on to hope, that no matter how crazy the world gets, that things can and do change for the better. Thank you for being here, my friend. I'll see you soon.